Namaste, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Melanie. I'm coming to you from the Outer Banks, North Carolina, in my yoga corner. There's my mat. Today's video is going to be 5 steps how to navigate through a marital or relationship affair. Back in October 2nd of 2013, I found out that Christopher had been having an affair for the month of September and for part of the month of August. And it actually started when I had an inpatient hospital admission for psychiatric health. I was suicidal at the time, struggling with very manic and very depressive episodes. Also dealing with taking medications such as Opana through a pain doctor for chronic pain and detoxing from that in the beginning of September because it was just making me crazier. So, yeah, back then Chris had an affair with a person, and it's been a very long but rewarding road that I could have just given up. I could have said, fuck you, you son of a bitch, and all sorts of horrible things that I was very used to saying, but I distinctly remember handling myself in a manner. Thank you to my mother and my friends who helped me navigate through this, but I was able to handle myself in a very different manner to what I was normally used to. And I remember making the choice to stick it out and choosing my family and my children over something that had already happened and passed. I was still very angry, don't get me wrong, and I was very hurt, but I remember making the choice for my daughters that we're going to try. And I said to him, I'm ready and I'm willing to try to work on this, but you need to also make that choice. Because if you want to go do these things, then that's on you and that's your decision. And no matter how much I fight and pull and push you for what I want, you will still do what you want. So if you also choose to fix this, then we can continue to fix it. And he decided to stay. He decided to make the choice on his own. And there were stipulations that came from that he had to stop drinking, he had to stop partying, he had to he had to move back home. He had moved out. He had to be more available for our family. And so we decided to work on it. But these 5 steps, these are for you. If you are currently struggling with somebody you think is having an affair, or you are struggling with the knowledge that you just found out that so-and-so had an affair, these 5 steps should help you to make it through and kind of tackle the problem from all different directions. So the 5 steps are going to be: step number 1, acceptance. You can't change what's happened. This is if you know about it. I found out just by chance. He had me this was back when the Google toolbar was like just invented. And he was so excited about the Google toolbar. And he's like, if I type in your name, all this information about you pops up. So he started to type in my name, and I saw Layla, this name below. And I was like, who is this person, Layla? And he tried to beat around the bush. Well, eventually it came out. So I already knew when he started to fumble around with what was happening, and who this Layla person was. But I talked to my friends and I talked to my mom before I talked to him. And that was one of the biggest things to help me deal with it. But I was able to accept what was going on before diving in with all of my emotion. I was able to accept what had happened and then take the next step from there. So realizing that I couldn't change it and just accepting it was very helpful to then move on to the next step, which would be, you got to make a decision. Whether you are a man or a woman, or somebody in between, you need to make a decision for what's right for you. And if you have no children and you could never stay with somebody that did that, by all means, don't stick around because someone else did. Make the decision that's right for you. Once you make that decision, remember your choice has positive and negative effects that come from that choice. So for me, sticking around was very difficult, and I had a lot of emotional feelings that I had to deal with and build on and grow with. So the negatives of sticking around for me were just dealing with the emotional issues that come along with someone cheating and having an affair. The positive effects were that we're still here, and it's 4 years later, and we don't have a divorced family. It's kind of like a cardinal sin of marriage to cheat on somebody, and everybody throws in the towel and they're like, fuck this, I'm done! But by sticking it out, it really helped to strengthen our morals, our beliefs, and our relationship, and will help to provide a stronger relationship for our children to realize that life is not perfect, but if you work hard enough, you can make it work for you. So step number 2 is going to be make a decision. What do you want out of this? And you move on from there. So step number 3, ask for help. Whether you make a decision to stay or you make a decision to go, ask for help. You can ask for help from God, the Creator, Source, whatever you use for your spirituality, ask for help. And I asked for a lot of help, and I had just jumped back into the Catholic religion because I needed spirituality in my life, and I had grown so much closer to who I see now as a creator or source, who I called God then. To have that community, that unity with the Creator, to be able to pray to something, which was for me it was God at the time, but it really was the universe, to say, I want something different. I don't want to feel this way anymore. I want something different. I want to feel better. I want to move on from this. Saying things like that are really going to push you in a positive direction when you ask for help. Tell the universe, tell God what you want. I want a healthy family. And hey, you might get a healthy family and not have a husband anymore or wife anymore, but you still may get that healthy family. And it may take 4 years to get it, but you have to do the work and put it out in the universe to begin with. So step number 3 is going to ask for help. Pray to your higher power, whoever that may be. Number 4 is going to be exercise. The post I read this morning that actually triggered this video was I had walked with 2 kids, 2 dogs, and a horse, and walked 3 miles up and down the hills and roads near my parents' house. And no matter how much walking I did, it didn't make that knot in my stomach go away. But it did do something else. That exercise helped for just moments for my brain to focus and realize that the world wasn't ending. As much as it felt like it was ending, it didn't end, and it wasn't going to. And that exercise really helped. I mean, that I could have gone and crawled into bed, and I could have gone and committed suicide, and I could have gone and attempted suicide. I could have poisoned myself. I could have gone back to drugs and alcohol, or I made this positive change. I decided I'm going to go above and beyond, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to get out of this, and the only way to do that is to keep living. So that would be step number 4. I'm going to say exercise. I said exercise, but I'm just going to say keep living. Keep living your life to the fullest, and by you putting out into the universe positivity, growth, it will reward you. It will come back. It doesn't come back immediately. This is 4 years ago. But granted, this has been resolved pretty much for at least the last year, definitely the last several months that I don't feel scared or jealous anymore, but it took a long time. So yeah, step number 4, keep on living. Keep doing it. As hard as it is, keep doing it. And then step number 5, of course, every single one of my videos talks about this, and I will talk about it again. I left it down the list of things because there were a couple other things you had to get done first. But step number 5 will be to, I can't hear you. What was that? What was that? Meditate! Yay! I did not meditate back then. I honestly did not meditate, and I made it through. But you know what? Had I been meditating, I probably would have made it through a whole lot sooner. And if I was spiritually centered at the time, none of this would have happened to begin with. So by meditating, you cannot go wrong. It will help any problem you have, guaranteed. So I will leave the link again below in the little section for my 5 steps to meditation video. And several people that didn't see it the first couple times I posted it have actually come back and been like, thank you, now I know where to start. Or I got this new app, blah, blah, blah. I use YouTube for my meditation because A, I use YouTube for everything. B, it's free and it's easy and it makes sense to me. But if you have a different app to use, if someone bought you yoga music and you want to put it in your 8-track player, I'm funny, your CD player or on your iPod or whatever, do what works for you. If you don't want it, you don't even have to use music. You don't have to use anything. Sitting out in nature, closing your eyes, you will have an amazing experience. And you may not have the most amazing experience the first time you try it, but the more times you meditate, the easier it is to get yourself into that mode of meditation. And the sooner you see some really awesome positive results. So meditate, meditate, meditate. All right, so those are our 5 steps on how to survive an affair with your loved one. Whether you choose, if you're watching this, you either just like to watch my videos, or you're watching this because someone in your life has had an affair, whether it's you or the other person, but you create your universe. You make your choices, and you can change your life. I know I did, and here I am living the dream. So, peace, love, namaste. And if you like this video, like it. If you want to talk about it, comment. And if you want to share it with your friends to help them get through any type of affair that they've had, share away. If y'all have questions for me, I'm always taking questions. Again, I talk to probably 2 to 3 people a day now, and I do it free of charge, to help them navigate through their chaotic lives. So, and it's usually 2 to 3 different people every day, and I touch base with the same people probably once a week. But, yeah, if you have questions, shoot them to me. I've been through the ringer. I've done this. Let me guide you. Let me help you fix the problems in your life. Since I've done it, why not use me as an example and help yourself? So, peace and love. Adios. Namaste.